Hello, today I will be explaining the kinetic molecular theory. The kinetic molecular theory is a theory in which states all matter is made of particles. Every state of matter is different. A common form of matter that is found, a solid, I can demonstrate how it would be different from, say, a liquid. If we look here at this diagram, you can see the particles inside the solid are densely compacted, leaving no room for them to move around. If we look at this liquid diagram, we can see how there is much more room for them to move around, allowing them to squeeze past each other. So, as I was saying, all matter is composed of particles, which are different inside of different forms of matter. I will not cover all forms of matter, for there are way too many, but I will mainly be covering on solids, liquids, gases, and plasma. I will also touch a little bit on Bose-Einstein condensate and fermonic condensate, but only a little bit on those. As I showed earlier, solids are denser and not allowing much movement, except for a small vibration that cannot be felt. Liquids allow much more movement, allowing them for at least to squeeze past each other. Gases allowing a ton of movement. As illustrated in this diagram, as you can see, these particles are able to freely float past each other. The last state of matter is plasma. Plasma is like gas. It can freely float around. The only difference is when gas is heated, it separates the electrons from the atoms, leaving a negatively charged particles left in the plasma. You may be asking, how do these all go about getting to different states? Solid, if heated, will melt and turn into a liquid, or if a liquid, heated again, will evaporate and turn into a gas. And if gas, on a little bit more special conditions, but I won't get into those, but mainly just heated, will turn into plasma. And if you continue to heat plasma, it'll turn into this thing called bare atomic nuclei. It's a dangerous substance, so I would not recommend doing that. On the topic of the other things I was going to talk about, the Bose-Einstein condensate, there are two types of particles, bosons and fermions. Since that's a little bit more complicated, I will not be getting into those, but you do got to remember fermions. So, the other one I was going to talk about, fermonic condensate, is pretty much when two fermions come together and make the fermion condensate, which, if that is cooled, a little bit extra special conditions, but mainly just cooled, it'll turn into superfluid. And the particles inside of superfluid it's kind of like a liquid where it will freely flow, but with no friction. It just goes everywhere. To wrap this all up, the kinetic molecular theory is stating that all matter is made out of particles. All those particles are in a constant random motion. The random motion causes the particles to collide with the container it is in, and that is the kinetic molecular theory.